Here are my thoughts and reactions to the 2013 Microsoft E3 presentation. Microsoft did a good job on focusing on games rather than features. In fact, other than the Smart Glass feature, we even hardly heard about Kinect, which was refreshing and nice after all the things that Microsoft has been saying about the Kinect system lately, and in fact the last couple of E3s have just basically been all Kinect. I'm glad they went away from that this year. Opening with Metal Gear was a smart move because it's always a crowd pleaser. It looked awesome, but we learned nothing new from it really. I'm not going to cover the 360 games because just like everybody else, my questions centered around the one and its games. Rise looked really interesting. I was really interested in this whole Roman scene that looked really action-packed and exciting, but there was a couple flaws that I noticed. The first thing was everything looked really scripted, like a bunch of cutscenes. In fact, I think I said Rise of the cutscenes through the whole trailer, and then there was lots of QuickTime events instead of regular combat. That turned me off a little bit. Then there was a trailer for Killer Instinct. They didn't really show much, but I was really excited just because I really enjoyed the franchise way back in the arcade days. Sunset Overdrive looked really interesting with this bright and vibrant world clashing with a crazy, violent backdrop and monsters all over the place. It looked like it could be really something if it turns out right. Forza 5 looked awesome as usual, but I'm not sold on this Drivatar system. It's one step short of playing the game for you, just so that you can simulate what you would play like against your friends. But wouldn't it just be easier to play with your own friends, or wait for somebody else to play with? It just seems weird to me. Minecraft really not my thing, but I understand that they wanted a bigger audience, and they thought they could get it there. Then they made a big deal about Quantum Break, but didn't show anything about the game. It was just a really fancy trailer that didn't show anything really. Probably the best thing they had at the show was Project Spark. It had some really interesting ideas, and just the idea of making a world and then crafting a game within a game brought out some really original and interesting ideas. It'll be cool to see what happens next with it. Of course, Microsoft had to shift the focus off of games for a while so they could talk about video sharing and Twitch chat, neither of which seemed interesting to me. But at least they got to announce that the point system was dead and this gold sharing system. Crimson Dragon looked like it could be something if the sound wasn't broken. Dead Rising 3 I'm not too sure about because it looked really interesting and big and expansive, but at the same time lost a lot of that colorfulness and quirkiness that the first two titles had. Then Witcher 3 came along. It looked really interesting, and I'm sure a lot of people are excited about it. I still have to play the second one. Battlefield 4 looked really big and expansive. At the same time, it was a little confusing to see what was going on at times, and they had some technical issues during the showing. It looks like it could be a good shooter though. The trailers for What Lies Below and Halo didn't really say anything other than the games were coming and left us with more questions than answers. Then of course came the price. Not only do you have Microsoft looking over your shoulder, but the system is also an expensive $499. At least they finished strong with Titanfall. That one looks pretty awesome. It could be really something, but I'd rather get it on a PC when it comes out. Overall, Microsoft had a good show. They didn't take too many risks, and they only showed games they were sure of. Unfortunately, they kept focusing on Smart Glass, but not all of us want to use our smartphones or tablets for gaming purposes along with the console, and we don't have three hands either. Anyway, that's my reactions to the show. That's all for now. Peace out.